The Renewable Energy Microgrid System in Green Island, Rojas, Palawan, is a project among the USAID Climate Change and Clean Energy Project or Synergy, the local government of Rojas, Palawan, the Palawan Center for Appropriate Rural Technology or PICARD, and solutions using renewable energy. Since February 2014, the USAID Building Low Emissions Alternatives to Develop Economic Resilience and Sustainability Project, or B-Leaders, has been supporting study visits and continuous monitoring of the RE microgrid system as a learning site. Nestled in the middle of the coral-rich waters of Sulu Sea, across the eastern coast of the provincial island of Palawan, Philippines, is an island named after the abundant pandanus or pandan plant that thrive in the area, Green Island. Green Island is part of Rojas Municipality, which is one of the towns on the northern half of Palawan province. It is divided into four zones, zones 1, 2, 3, and 4. By the start of 2014, Green Island is populated by 450 households or 2,400 individuals whose main livelihood include fishing and seaweed farming, netting families a daily income of 150 Philippine pesos or less than 4 US dollars. Mayor Maria Angela Sabando of Rojas Municipality, to which Green Island belongs, is a strong advocate of education for the people of Rojas. Since she believes that the seed planted in the children will ensure a brighter future for them, their families, and the Green Island community as a whole. However, providing education to Green Island is not at all easy. Limited electricity supply meant that children had to study with kerosene lamps, endangering their health and wellness, and severely limiting study hours. Whatever limited electricity supply the island receives is prohibitively expensive and is in constant short supply, making computers in classrooms a tall order. While the island hosts two diesel generators that are enough to provide 4 hours of electricity to more than 100 households in zones 1 to 3, it is polluting and its electricity output is expensive at $2 per kilowatt hour. Moreover, Zone 4 remains without electricity. The Green Island community is faced with a very basic problem: how to pursue education. If the little electricity supply they have is not enough, not sustainable, and very expensive. Fortunately, the United States Agency for International Development, or USAID, through a grant under its Climate Change and Clean Energy Project, or Synergy, initiated an investment that would introduce a renewable energy-based microgrid system in the island. This was done with an NGO, the Palawan Center for Appropriate Rural Technology, or PICART, and Solutions Using Renewable Energy Incorporated, or SURE. PICART has been actively helping rural communities in Palawan for almost a decade. The grant aimed to demonstrate that an investment involving a combination of RE technologies can work to provide electricity in an isolated area like Green Island without depending on diesel generators, which are expensive, intermittent, and has a high carbon footprint. The investment involved a 25.5 kilowatt system composed of a 20 kilowatt biomass gasifier, a 3 kilowatt wind turbine, and a 2.5 kilowatt solar array. Altogether, the system currently generates 4,500 kilowatt hours of electricity per month. The investment currently connects 50 pilot households in Zone 4, which are not connected to the existing diesel generators. Apart from providing electricity to the households, the investment includes other components. First, an ice flakes machine maker that can produce 1 ton of ice daily, which is used to preserve the catch of the fishermen. Second, a water pump. And third, a soon-to-be-installed reverse osmosis machine which can provide 1,000 liters of potable water daily. All of these are powered by the RE microgrid system. The investment was a blockbuster in terms of its direct economic and greenhouse gas mitigation benefits. On the economic front, it achieved a reduction of electricity prices by as much as 50% by displacing diesel-derived electricity costing $2 per kilowatt hour, with RE-derived electricity whose levelized cost is around half. The investment also localized the production of ice and potable water and incurred savings from not having to pay transportation costs. It also resulted to local technicians with training on maintaining a combination of RE systems. On the environment front, USAID Synergy estimates that the investment has abated around 254 kilograms of carbon dioxide equivalents per day, contributing concretely to the global fight against climate change. Now that the Green Island has this investment, its residents can now look forward to bigger things. Better education, as students can now study longer and computers can now be installed in schools. Higher value fishing by way of post-harvest technology. Development of the tourism industry by providing low-cost housing to informal settlers. Better marine ecosystem management by providing livelihood that do not compromise the ecological balance of the island. Due to the country's archipelagic nature, this investment was by no means an easy feat to accomplish. USAID, the LGU of Rojas, Picard, and SURE made the impossible happen. Among the challenges the investment partners faced were logistics in transporting construction materials and equipment, including weather and the condition of the sea, acquisition of clearances, community dynamics, and technical complication of equipment. Due to the remoteness of the island, it became a challenge to bring in heavy equipment. This was one of the major problems of SURE and Picard. How would you deliver equipment weighing in tons to the island if infrastructure is lacking? The system was delivered to the island one at a time, part by part, until it was completed and ready to be installed. Huge boats cannot get into the island as there are corals underneath the sea, which could also damage the boats that carry the equipment. Security of our men and equipment were also of top priority. Logistics and construction were also dependent on weather and sea conditions. Luckily, the powerhouse structure and foundation of the wind turbine were not damaged during the onslaught of Typhoon Yolanda. The structure remained standing and the project site was safe from storm surge and flooding. All the challenges, however, did not deter the investment partners to finish the RE microgrid power system. The LGU of Rojas would like to highlight 4 basic points from this investment. First, a viable business model is indeed present to make this kind of investment happen. This business model involves co-production, thereby actualizing multiple revenue streams apart from electricity sale. Second, the issue of red tape must be addressed. SURE and Picard were tasked to handle the processing of clearances and endorsement, and it took them a year, long before everything was acquired. The local government of Rojas facilitated barangay and municipal endorsements, but they don't have a hand with the other clearances. Therefore, these regulatory bottlenecks must be addressed. Third, the presence of a strong local partner or a network of local partners. This is very essential. No matter how vast the pool of financial resources and technical and engineering know-how a private sector player has, if it does not have strong relationships with channels that give them direct insights to what is happening on the ground, the investment will not be as successful. Fourth, that the Philippine Islands is indeed, and without an inkling of doubt, truly rich. They just need help so that the people living in these islands can stand on their own 2 feet and live sustainably. So what's next? The LGU of Rojas plans to replicate this investment in other island communities and other parts of Rojas municipality. In fact, 2 units of higher model of biomass gasifiers are already expected to arrive as part of Picard's expansion plan to provide lighting to the whole island instead of limiting to only 50 households. With so many island communities in the Philippines needing electricity that is not dependent on diesel generators that are costly, limited, and contributes to greenhouse gas emissions, the opportunity is there for replication and scaling up. Therefore, we enjoin the private sector, especially the donor community and the business community, to talk to us and learn from each other. Together, we can make the impossible possible. Why? Because the success story of Green Island is a story of making the impossible possible, a shining example of a win-win investment opportunity, one that shall serve as a blueprint to other communities that are longing to plant the seed of their own dreams. For a more detailed information about the RE Microgrid investment, you may send an email to remicrogridrojas@gmail.com. Thank you very much.